everyone!
Welcome to
Better English!
You stand in a long line at a busy coffee shop. You look at the big menu on the wall and see 50 different options. You feel nervous because you do not know what the words mean. By the end of this video, you will understand how to read that menu and order exactly what you want. You will feel comfortable using your English in any cafe in the world.
We break everything down into very simple steps. We use clear language so you can learn the most important coffee vocabulary. Let us get into it. Here is the first thing you need to know.
Ordering coffee is the best way to practice your English in the real world. Think about that for a second. Ordering coffee is the best way to practice your English in the real world.
I agree, because it is a short conversation that happens every single day.
Let us start with the most important part of the menu. Almost every drink starts with a small shot of strong coffee called an espresso.
That is true. It is the base for almost everything we drink in a cafe.
Think about the last time you saw a tiny cup of coffee. That was likely an espresso.
It is very strong and very small. But what happens when we add milk?
That is where the names get interesting. If you add a lot of steamed milk, you get a latte.
Latte is very popular because it is smooth and creamy.
Here is a key concept for you. A latte is mostly milk with a little bit of coffee. Let that sink in for a second. A latte is mostly milk with a little bit of coffee.
That is why it is a great choice for people who do not like bitter flavors. But what about a cappuccino?
A cappuccino is different because it has a lot of thick foam on top.
I love the foam. It feels like a cloud on top of my drink.
I remember the first time I ordered a cappuccino in London. I got white foam all over my nose, and the barista just smiled at me.
That happens to the best of us. It is part of the experience.
Let us look at another simple drink. An Americano is just espresso mixed with hot water.
It is like a regular black coffee, but it has a more intense flavor.
Here is an important thing to remember. An Americano is the best choice if you want a large drink without milk. I will say that again. An Americano is the best choice if you want a large drink without milk.
It is a classic drink. It is simple and very easy to order.
Some people think that an Americano is the same as drip coffee, right? A lot of people think that, but actually, drip coffee is made by pouring water over ground beans slowly.
Exactly. An Americano is made much faster using the espresso machine.
Okay, that makes more sense now. I used to get those two mixed up all the time.
Don't worry, even native speakers get confused by the menu sometimes.
Let us talk about the flat white. This is a very common drink in Australia and the UK.
It is smaller than a latte, but it has a very strong coffee taste.
It is perfect for people who want to taste the beans.
Here is the next key concept. A flat white has less milk than a latte, but more than an espresso.
One more time. A flat white has less milk than a latte, but more than an espresso.
It is the middle ground. It is my favorite drink to order on a Monday morning.
I prefer a mocha. A mocha is a latte, but they add chocolate syrup to it.
Oh, that is like a dessert in a cup. It is very sweet.
It is great for a cold afternoon.
Does that sound familiar to you? Maybe you have a favorite drink already.
Here is something useful. You can always ask the barista for a recommendation if you are not sure. Think about this. Asking the barista for help is a great way to use your English.
That is a great tip. They are usually very happy to explain the menu to you.
Most people think that macchiato means a large caramel drink. Right, a lot of people think that. But actually, a real macchiato is just an espresso with a tiny stain of milk.
Right, the word macchiato actually means stained or marked in Italian.
I never thought of it that way. That is why it is so small.
Yes, if you want the big sweet version, you have to ask for a latte macchiato.
Here is the key concept. A traditional macchiato is a very small and very strong drink. Here it is again. A traditional macchiato is a very small and very strong drink.
It is important to know the size before you order.
Speaking of size, that is another big topic. Some shops use small, medium, and large.
But other shops use words like tall, grande, and venti.
This can be very confusing for beginners.
Here is a helpful tip. You can always use your hands to show the size you want.
I do that all the time when I travel. It works every single time.
It takes the pressure off your speaking.
Here is a key concept. Most coffee shops have 3 basic sizes for every drink. One more time. Most coffee shops have 3 basic sizes for every drink.
Just remember that the names might change, but the cups are usually the same.
Now you know the names of the drinks, but what if you want to change something?
This is called customizing your order. It is very common in modern coffee culture.
You can change the milk, the sugar, or even the temperature.
Let us start with milk. Many people do not drink cow's milk anymore.
That is true. You will see many milk alternatives on the menu.
The most popular ones are oat milk, soy milk, and almond milk.
I once tried to order grain juice because I forgot the word for oat milk. The barista was very confused.
That is a funny mistake, but oat milk is the word you need.
Here is a key concept. You can replace regular milk with plant-based milk in any drink. Think about that. You can replace regular milk with plant-based milk in any drink.
It usually costs a little bit extra. You might see a small surcharge on your bill.
That is a good word to know. A surcharge is an extra cost.
What about sugar? How do we ask for that?
You can ask for syrup. Common flavors are vanilla, caramel, and hazelnut.
I love hazelnut. It makes the coffee smell like a forest.
Here is an important sentence. 1 pump of syrup is usually enough to make a drink sweet. Here it is again. 1 pump of syrup is usually enough to make a drink sweet.
If you want it very sweet, you can ask for 2 pumps.
Let us talk about temperature. In the summer, many people want iced coffee.
Iced coffee is just coffee served over ice cubes.
Some people think that iced coffee is just hot coffee that went cold. Right, a lot of people think that, but actually, it is usually brewed differently so it stays strong.
Yes, if you just put ice in hot coffee, it becomes watery and thin.
Okay, that makes sense. That is why professional iced coffee tastes so much better.
I always order an iced latte when the weather is warm.
Before we go on, if this is making Coffee English click for you, hit subscribe. We put out new videos every week, and I do not want you to miss them.
She is right. It helps us help you.
Okay, let us keep going. We need to talk about caffeine.
Not everyone wants to stay awake all night.
Exactly. If you want coffee without the energy kick, you ask for decaf.
Decaf is short for decaffeinated.
Here is the key concept. Decaf coffee has the same flavor, but almost no caffeine. Let that sink in. Decaf coffee has the same flavor, but almost no caffeine.
It is perfect for a late evening treat.
You can also ask for an extra shot. This means you want more caffeine.
People usually say, make it a double.
Make it a double means you want 2 shots of espresso in your cup.
Here is the concept. Asking for a double will make your coffee much stronger.
Think about that. Asking for a double will make your coffee much stronger.
It is a very common phrase to use at the counter.
Does that sound familiar? Have you ever needed an extra boost of energy?
I certainly have, especially on Monday mornings.
Another customization is the temperature of the milk.
Some people like their coffee extra hot.
This is useful if you are walking a long way and do not want it to get cold.
Here is a key concept. You can ask the barista to make your drink extra hot or extra sweet.
One more time. You can ask the barista to make your drink extra hot or extra sweet.
It is your drink. You are allowed to have it exactly how you like it.
Just remember to be polite. Always say please and thank you.
That is the most important part of any conversation.
Now you have your coffee. Where are you going to drink it?
This is a very important question at the cash register.
The barista will often ask, for here or to go?
For here means you want to sit in the cafe and use a ceramic cup.
To go means you want a paper cup so you can leave.
In some countries, they say take away instead of to go.
I remember being in a shop in New York. I said take away, and the cashier just looked at me like I was from another planet.
Language can be different even between English-speaking countries.
Here is a key concept. Always tell the barista if you want to stay or leave before they make the drink. Think about that. Always tell the barista if you want to stay or leave before they make the drink.
It helps them choose the right cup. It also helps the environment if you stay and use ceramic.
Let us talk about the third place. This is a big part of coffee culture.
Your first place is home. Your second place is work.
The coffee shop is the third place. It is where you go to relax or be social.
Many people use coffee shops as an office. They bring their laptops and work for hours.
Is it okay to stay for a long time if you only buy one coffee?
That is a great question. Most people think you can stay as long as you want.
Right. A lot of people think that, but actually, it is polite to buy something every hour or two if you are using the table.
That is a good rule to follow. It keeps the business happy.
Okay, that makes sense. I will remember to buy a muffin next time I work from a cafe.
Here is a key concept. A coffee shop is a shared space where people work, talk, and relax.
Here it is again. A coffee shop is a shared space where people work, talk, and relax.
It is important to be quiet if other people are working.
Don't forget about the lid. That is the plastic top for your paper cup.
You usually find the lids at a separate station near the door.
This is also where you find napkins, sugar packets, and wooden stirrers.
You do not need to ask the barista for these things. You can just help yourself.
Here is the next concept. The condiment station is where you find sugar and napkins for your coffee. Think about that. The condiment station is where you find sugar and napkins for your coffee.
It saves time for everyone. You can customize your drink even more after you receive it.
What about tipping? This is very confusing for many travelers.
In the U.S., it is common to leave a small tip in a jar on the counter.
But in many European countries, tipping at a coffee shop is not expected.
Here is a helpful tip. Look for a tip jar near the cash register.
One more time. Look for a tip jar near the cash register if you want to say thank you.
Even a small amount of change is appreciated by the baristas.
I once accidentally tipped $5 for a $3 coffee because I didn't understand the coins. The barista was very happy that day.
That is a very generous mistake to make.
Now I always check my coins carefully before I put them in the jar.
Does that sound familiar? Money can be the hardest part of using a new language.
Here is another rule. If the cafe is very busy, do not take up a big table if you are alone.
That is very true. Share the space.
Here is the final concept for this part. Being a regular means you visit the same shop so often that the staff knows your name. Let that sink in. Being a regular means you visit the same shop so often that the staff knows your name.
It is a great feeling. It makes the big city feel like a small village.
Coffee is changing. It is not just a hot drink in a cup anymore.
People are becoming very interested in where the beans come from.
You might hear the term specialty coffee.
This means the coffee is of very high quality. It is like fine wine.
I remember trying a specialty coffee that tasted like blueberries. I didn't believe there was no fruit in the cup.
That is the magic of high-quality beans. They have many different flavors.
Here is a key concept. The flavor of coffee depends on where the beans were grown. One more time. The flavor of coffee depends on where the beans were grown.
Beans from Africa often taste fruity. Beans from South America often taste like chocolate.
You can also choose the roast. There are light roasts, medium roasts, and dark roasts.
A dark roast is very oily and has a smoky, bitter flavor.
A light roast is more acidic and tastes more like the original fruit.
Here is an important thing to know. A light roast actually has more caffeine than a dark roast.
Think about that. A light roast actually has more caffeine than a dark roast.
Many people think the opposite, because dark coffee looks stronger.
I was one of those people. I always ordered dark roast when I was tired.
Now you know. Go for the light roast if you need to wake up.
Let us talk about brewing methods at home. Many people use instant coffee.
Instant coffee is fast, but it does not always taste the best.
If you want better coffee, you can use a French press or a pour-over.
These methods take a few minutes, but the flavor is much better.
Here is the key concept. Freshly ground beans will always make a better cup of coffee than instant powder. Here it is again. Freshly ground beans will always make a better cup of coffee than instant powder.
It is worth the extra time in the morning.
What about cold brew? This is very popular right now.
Cold brew is not the same as iced coffee.
Cold brew is made by soaking coffee grounds in cold water for 24 hours.
It is very smooth and not bitter at all.
Here is a key concept. Cold brew is made with cold water over a long period of time. Let that sink in. Cold brew is made with cold water over a long period of time.
It is much stronger than regular coffee, so be careful.
I once drank a large cold brew and I could not sleep until 3 in the morning.
It is powerful stuff.
Does that sound familiar? Have you ever had too much caffeine?
It happens to everyone at least once.
Finally, let us talk about fair trade. You will see this symbol on many bags of coffee.
It means the farmers were paid a fair price for their work.
It is a way to make sure coffee is good for the people who grow it too.
Here is the final concept. Choosing fair trade coffee helps support farmers around the world.
Think about that. Choosing fair trade coffee helps support farmers around the world.
It is a small choice that makes a big difference.
We have covered a lot of ground today. You now know the difference between a latte and a macchiato.
You also know how to ask for different types of milk and how to choose the right size.
You understand the social rules of the cafe and even some modern coffee trends.
If something clicked for you in this video, type "I got it" in the comments. I read every single one. Here is a small challenge for you. Tonight, look up a local coffee shop online and read their menu in English to see how many words you recognize.
If you made it here, you now understand something most people using English every day still struggle with. Subscribe so we can keep building your confidence together. If you want to go further, our next video is about eating at restaurants. It will help you with ordering food and understanding the bill.
See you in the next one.
Your English journey does not end here. Watch more videos and keep practicing.